crew at Naish has wrangled me in to do the tech talk, and so I'm going to tell you a little bit about both the Force 4 and the Force 5. So both the Force 4 and the Force 5 are built for sure with durability in mind, and I'd say they're quite a bit stronger than most of the other wave sails on the market. Starting with the Force 4, the Force 4 is a very lively wave sail. What you want is a sail that's light in the hands, that balances between the hands with nice progressive power delivery, not a lot of swing weight, something that can have a big range, get you going in lighter conditions, but hold on when the wind gets strong, and also be durable. It's made for people that like a between the hands power. It's not front-handed, it's not backhanded. The power delivery is very linear, and it's fantastic for lighter riders, especially down the line wave sailing, especially like if it's side shore, side offshore. It really works well in terms of keeping the power, between your feet. It does still work great in onshore winds, but it's really focusing on lighter riders and guys that want to use the smallest sail as possible when wave riding and still have good performance. For this year, the biggest difference between the Force 4 and the previous generation of the Force 4 is the luff curve has been eased off a little bit, so there's a little more twist in the head. It opens up the sail's head a little bit more, makes it lighter feeling, doesn't load up overpowered quite as much as well. So it's still got tons of power, tons of sheet in and go, but it's not going to load up and get top heavy if you're riding it overpowered, especially for heavier riders that tend to maybe fold it a bit. The new Force 4 definitely twists better in the head. We've also used a new scrim material, so new weave, so that it's slightly lighter weight than the previous material that we're using, yet still bomber. Again, the Force 4 is designed to be able to take a beating and just keep going. I haven't seen a Naish sail come in pieces in decades. I haven't ripped a sail in years and years and years and years and years. So they're really built to take a pounding. Really good balance between the hands, so you can focus on your riding. You're not getting backhand pressure on your bottom turn, and you're not coming around and getting a bunch of front hand pressure in the gusts. It's very stable and very predictable on all points of sail. And I think that's what you want. You want something that kind of disappears and you don't have to think about it, especially if you want to ride a smaller sail and really rely on the power of the wave and let the sail just follow you through your turns. So you're not fighting the sail, you're working with the sail. The Force 4 really offers that. And I'd say the best conditions for the Force 4 are real wave riding conditions. When you're out and you're using the power of the wave and going down the line, you can really throw it around. It's great off axis. It's really good jumping because it's got very light swing weight. You can stall your forwards, you can rotate your push loops really, really quickly. It's keeping the weight of the sail down low and making it light at the extremities. So a bigger sail feels smaller. That's what you want. I'd recommend the Force 4 for any kind of wave sailing. And it will make you a better wave sailor, without a doubt. So the Force 5 is not just a Force 4 with an extra batten, right? The Force 4 has 4 battens, the Force 5 has 5 battens. The Force 5 platform is for sure faster and more stable, right? The extra batten adds a lot of stability to the airframe. And so what it does is it often actually feels lighter in the hands going down the line because the foil section is so stable. It creates more lift and more speed, right? So if you're on a 5.0 Force 4 in a certain condition, then you go in that same condition with the Force 5, you're gonna feel like it's probably windier when the Force 5 once you get moving because it's creating more lift. You're going faster. Going slow in the waves sucks. No matter what, speed is important. But especially as the wind goes onshore, right? And you only get jumps if you're going fast. You only get good bottom turns if you're going fast. Speed is key, and the Force 5 offers that speed and stability. So the ideal customer for the Force 5 is a bigger rider, heavier rider that needs that extra stability. If you're above 180, I'm 180 pounds. If I weighed 190, I'd probably be on the Force 5 most of the time now. and guys that are riding mostly in onshore, side onshore, bump and jump, not the greatest of conditions, not Hokipa, not down the line, not perfection, but where you're out there and you're maybe on a 5.7 or 5.2 or a 5.0 and you're, just trying to make it work while guys are kiting around you, for example, and you want to, get the absolute optimum out of the crappy conditions available. Force 5 absolutely shines in that. And it's still built with the same bomber construction and materials, light in the hands. Yeah, you can thrash it. You're going to be able to go on the rocks. You're going to be able to break a mast and swim in, and you're not going to have your sail in 3 pieces. And I think that's key as well. I want gear that I can depend on. And you should be able to fall. You should be able to wipe out. You should be able to make mistakes. You should be able to try things and not have to pay for it with a new sail every time you, you go down. And I do occasionally still fall. I haven't broken a mast, I haven't ripped a sail in years, and I sail all the time. We've also made a new BT for this year, something that most people don't even come in contact with. The batten tensioner is hidden within the batten pocket, but we've made a stronger, lighter, and more ergonomic. It uses a Torx T30 driver, so the same driver that we're using in all of our foil equipment, as well as our new foot strap screws, etc. So you've got one tool for all of your hardware, which is really convenient. So we build strong and we build smart. You put the strength in the materials where you need it and not where you don't. And there's certain places where it's painfully obvious that you need it on a wave sail, yet a lot of other brands, build them differently, and you see the clews ripped out, and you see the foot ripped out, and you'll see the nose going through the window, and they're not all the same. So that would be my only, my 2 cents is everything works. The main thing is getting out there and having fun, but we'd love to see you out there having fun on our stuff.